How would you respond if the very people who betrayed you stood trembling before you, begging for mercy, their fate entirely in your hands? This is the heart-stopping moment in Genesis 45 verses 1 to 15 when Joseph, once a powerless boy sold into slavery by his own brothers, reveals a stunning truth: forgiveness holds more power than vengeance. Imagine the raw emotion as Joseph, now the second most powerful man in Egypt, finally stands face to face with the men who plotted his destruction. They are desperate, starving, and unaware that the brother they wronged holds the key to their survival. Instead of lashing out, Joseph sends everyone away, leaving him alone with his brothers, a private, sacred space for redemption to unfold. His voice breaks and he declares, "I am Joseph. Is my father still alive?" Shock and fear consume them, but Joseph's next words are the ones that change everything. "Do not be distressed or angry with yourselves because you sold me here, for God sent me before you to preserve life." Joseph reveals a hidden truth that echoes Romans 8 verse 28. Even the worst acts of betrayal can be woven into God's ultimate plan for good. The famine ravaging the land was no accident, just as Joseph's suffering wasn't wasted. God used their sin to place Joseph in a position to save not just Egypt but his entire family, the chosen line through which the Messiah would come. He doesn't downplay their sin or pretend it didn't hurt. Instead, he acknowledges it while pointing to God's sovereignty. "It was not you who sent me here, but God." Imagine the humility it takes to look into the eyes of those who stripped you of your freedom and dignity and to declare that their cruelty was part of a divine rescue plan. This is the shocking secret of forgiveness. It frees the forgiver even as it redeems the forgiven. Joseph's choice to release his brothers from guilt mirrors the heart of the gospel itself, where Christ bore the ultimate betrayal and yet prayed, "Father, forgive them," Luke 23 verse 34. The story doesn't end with words. Joseph acts. He reassures them, embraces them, and offers the unthinkable: not only survival but a home in the best land Egypt has to offer. Can you grasp the depth of this? Forgiveness isn't passive, it's active, restorative, and transformational. His tears flow freely as he kisses each of them, dismantling years of separation and mistrust in a single moment of grace. But here's the warning for you: holding on to bitterness will enslave you more than any dungeon Joseph ever faced. By forgiving his brothers, Joseph broke the chains of anger and stepped fully into God's purpose for his life. This story challenges you to ask yourself, who are you still holding in the prison of your resentment? Joseph's life proves that when you surrender your pain to God, He can turn even your deepest wounds into a testimony of His redemptive power. Forgive, not because the other person deserves it, but because God has forgiven you first, Ephesians 4 verse 32. Like Joseph, you may find that the road to reconciliation is not just for their benefit but for your freedom and for the glory of God's greater plan. As we reflect on the transformative power of forgiveness in Joseph's story, remember that your journey can inspire others too. If this message moved you, consider subscribing to join a community that seeks wisdom and grace in every story. Your likes and comments help us reach more hearts with the truth that God's plans are always greater than our pain. Share your thoughts below. What lesson did Joseph's forgiveness teach you today? Thank you for being here, and may you walk in faith, courage, and the freedom that only forgiveness can bring.